Hey Sunshine, welcome to This Pick a Card, where we will find out what energies you are absorbing that do not belong to you. This can be people, places, or things that may be projecting an energy onto you, and you can just feel it and you know it's not yours, but you're not quite sure where it's coming from. In this video, we will clarify that and I will tell you how to get rid of it. And with that, let's go ahead and pick your card. Hey, group number one, let's get into these cards about what energy you are absorbing that isn't yours. Okay, so I have done this reading a little bit untraditional. There are some oracle cards, but there's also some tarot cards. The tarot cards give us the details, the oracle cards give us like the bread and butter, but I didn't stop myself on how many cards is coming out. So we may be here for a minute or not. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm just warning y'all. So let's hop in with the what's the tea card to get a general idea of what energy you're observing from who, where, what. Spiritual hater hates on your spirituality, your light, your magic, and your power. If that's not more clear, I don't know what is. First of all, I never knew this card was pink. But yes, so obviously this is where it's coming from. And I think you have a spiritual hater. Group number one is somebody that hates on your light. They hate on who you are, what you have. Because you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when someone says someone is jealous of you, and they don't always have to be jealous of what you have or the way you look or blah 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 blah. This person is jealous of like your energy. So even if you don't consider yourself to be a spiritualist or a super religious person, this can be someone who just can't stand that when you walk into the room you brighten it, or they can't stand that, I don't know, people just gravitate towards you or opportunities just come to you, like you're just really lucky. There's something about that, but let's get the details. Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, the Fool. I told y'all I was pulling cards, so whatever came out. This is an uneven number, and the Ten of Cups. So if you hate uneven numbers, I am so sorry, but this is what came out. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm feeling like this can be coworkers, people you work with, or people that you have to collab with in some capacity. It doesn't always have to be about work, but anything where you guys are trying to create something or make something and you have to collab. Or maybe in an artistic space, I just heard for somebody, like if you're an artist or maybe you do social media or something like that. It just gives like, it's something that you naturally have a talent for almost, or a space, an area or space where you may express yourself in a different way than the people around you. Again, you may be better at it than them or not. But this is giving very much so work energy. So I asked the question of what energy you absorbing. Excuse me. What I asked the question of what energy you are absorbing. And group number one, you are absorbing the energy of pressure. Is kind of what I'm feeling, as though I feel like there's a lot of people that may be not only just watching you, but you may find yourself being under the microscope a little bit. For somebody, I just heard pocket watching. Someone's always watching your pockets. For somebody, you have a strong like parental or family energy on you as well, where it's like maybe every time you get something new or you buy something, someone wants to know how much it costs and when did you get it, or vice versa, like you don't spend and you've been kind of keeping things to yourself, and now they're like, well, what are you doing, where do you go? Like I feel like you may have a sense of mystery about you. Now in reality, you may just be busy, right? You're trying to save money, you're trying to get your work together, you're trying to focus on leaving things behind that don't serve you, whatever the case may be. Maybe you're trying to improve your situation, you want to be happier, you want to be more expressive, but I get the feeling that you don't really get a chance. Sorry, pal number one, I had some phone issues. Okay, but essentially overall, it feels as though you have been keeping your energy to yourself. There's probably two types of people that are watching this pal right now. One group of you may be very Like lately you've been very quiet, or you've been very focused on yourself. For somebody, I'm hearing that you're very private. So while you may participate at work and in this group collaborations, there's areas where you may not tell everybody what's going on with you or express, you know what I mean, your deepest thoughts and fears. And I feel like that may create a sense of frustration for the people around you. And I think that you pick that up every so often, but you're so busy focusing on yourself and what you're doing that you may not address it, or you may not really think too hard about it because you're just like, I got things to do. But or you're preserving your energy, like, right? Like you may notice that they're, you know, projecting onto you, or you may notice that they're saying something negative to you or calling you names or whatever the case may be. But you just detach yourself from it and you say, you know what, I don't really have time to deal with this. And I think that kind of, I don't know, rouse them up more, because now they really want to know what's going on with you. Now they really want to bother you, because why are you so unbothered? Why are you not, quote unquote, giving them the attention that they're looking for? For the other person that might be watching this, you may be a very young at heart person. You may be very easygoing. Maybe you have a lot of positive energy and you're just kind of running around. And I think the people around you, no shade, are just very negative. I feel like you may be very opposite of your environment. And so, like I said earlier, you have this energy about you. You're positive. You have a great vibe on you. And I think that the people around you they have a tendency to have struggling relationships, or they're just mentally draining. So you may still participate and be around with them, but you may not tell them everything because you know that they gossip. Or you may not tell them that you're having a bad day because you don't like what they do with bad information. Like, you know how sometimes people focus so heavy on the bad, like the positive, everybody will just, you know, let it fly. But as soon as you say, oh, I had a bad day, everybody's crowding you and they want to know what's the bad day about. Tell them all the information. It gives that they just want to kind of suck you dry a little bit. And it may not even be intentional. I just think you're on a different frequency than the environment, because it doesn't even have to be people, then the environment that you're around. Again, and this also applies for those who are just trying to level up. You don't have, like, you know, you're not worried about all of that BS. You're just trying to focus on getting your life together, going to school, going to work, getting to that next goal, that next step, leaving behind anybody that, you know what I'm saying, this does not serve you. If this is somebody you were romantic with, which I don't really feel that, but if this is like an ex or someone that you used to live with or something like that, same concept. You guys are just on different pages. And while they may have wanted you to be bothered, or wanted you to care more, or wanted you to fight more, or wanted you to be kind of in their sense of misery with them, you're just not there. Now, completely switching gears, because I know I'm just talking y'all. I know y'all like, girl, but I'm feeling a lot here. Another thing that I'm sensing is that for some of you, there's a lot of spiritual pressure, like I mentioned earlier, from your family and friends. You may be the youngest, or you may be, I don't know, you may have I feel like I'm getting this momager energy, or, you know, a parent that really wants you to succeed. So there may be a lot of pressure on you to do well in school, or do well at work, or, you know, make a lot of money, or whatever the case may be. But I think that may have strained your relationships. So if you find yourself having like a complex about success or about failure, I don't think that's fully coming from you. I think this may be coming from these family members, or whomever these people are, who feel like you absolutely must succeed or else. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like you're under a pressure that really doesn't belong to you. Okay? So that's what you're absorbing. So let's think solutions. How can group number one stop absorbing this energy that they're picking up from outside sources? Is there anything else that they need to know, or anything they can do? Give me a second. Group number one. What can group number one do to avoid absorbing this type of energy, spirit guides? Make it abundantly clear for group number one. Yeah. Prosperity. One more. What can group number one do? What can group number one do to stop absorbing these energies and move forward? Okay. A whole lot came out. Honestly, yeah, you just gotta power through it. Honestly, group number one, you are on a very intentional and positive path. Even if you don't feel that way, you are. And because you are, there's nothing you can really do about these type of people. Honestly, like a person that's mad because you're private, like, come on. Or a person that's mad because you are not getting in on the gossip or on the misery, or a person that's mad at you because they're projecting their failures onto you, or a person that's mad because you're positive and they're not, like what's the point of wasting our time with that type of situation? You get what I'm saying? All you can do is power through, get your prosperity, and forgive. Now, I'm not saying that you need to give people a pass. Like if any of these people or these situations have made you feel like you needed to walk away, or like you weren't anything, then yeah, that's a whole different situation. But I think for the most part, you just have to ignore it. I would say, if anything, if you're already sensing it and you're picking up on this spiritual hater, I would say that you need to start creating distance with this person. Because if I'm being honest, it's a little danger in this. Not immediate. It doesn't feel like they're already plotting something, but it does feel like you're dealing with people or an environment where, if given the opportunity to say or do something that could hurt you, or at least get you out of whatever character you play in their life, they will take it. Again, if you are very prosperous, if your stuff is always together, or you're getting your stuff together, and you seem to be quote unquote leaving the people around you, you want to protect that blessing within you. Okay, like have the strength to protect that blessing from you. Again, forgive people as well. It's something that I'm picking up, especially with this family card. Like, then we talk about family like 100 times. There's something I'm picking up with family, because I think for some of you, this is your like mom, dad, like your immediate family. But for others of you, this is the family you created. Your husband, your wife, your children, your friends that you call your family now. There's something there about forgiveness, and I'm trying to unpack it, because you've absorbed this from them, but it's not vice versa. Like it's not how you really feel. You just don't know that you've absorbed it from them. So I think there may be some resentment coming from someone about something. And in turn of trying to protect yourself against their resentment against you, you may have come up with ways to resent them. Not on purpose. It's just that, those situations where somebody gets mad at you for not doing something they want you to do. And then you kind of be like, well, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how you going to get mad at me for doing what's best for me? And so you in turn kind of become more rigid with them or mean to them. Like you kind of do it back because they're doing it to you. And Spirit is kind of saying, let that go. Now, I'm not saying you necessarily got to go and make up with them or, tell them that they're right when they're wrong, but you don't need to be carrying that. You have other things to do. Okay, again, people being jealous of you, people being miserable around you, or trying to block your blessings, or hating on you spiritually, like that's not your problem. It really isn't. So let it go for you, if anything. And then just keep pushing through, keep plowing through, keep creating the relationships that you want to see, especially your collaborative relationship. But anybody who's immature, anybody who's trying to get you away from this goal of upgrading yourself, get them out of there. Okay, group number 1. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this provided clarity. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye. Hey, group number 2, welcome to your read on what energies you are absorbing that do not belong to you. And I want to say that I have done this reading kind of in an unconventional way. I let the cards fall how they may, so there may be a lot of cards under here because I'm kind of feeling this a little thick. This top deck is going to be kind of where this energy is coming from, and then the tarot is going to give us how you're absorbing this energy or what energies you're absorbing. Okay, so let's see, where's it coming from? Okay, let me see. You got dirty offer here, legal issues, court, judges, immigration, lawyers, child services, kids at risk of being taken or is about to, reporting something, neglect, abuse, scarcity tactics, dirt digging, looking for dirt on you or vice versa, bad habits, drugs, addictions, toxicities. Dang, pal, number 2. Okay. Now, I know these cards are like oddly specific, but intuition for the win. So I'm going to read them with my intuition as well. I'm going to tell you a couple things that's going on. This pal may be my pal that is very, very either affected and or worried about the current administration. I'm not going to get very political because I understand there's a lot going on right now. But you're really worried about the state of the world, the state of the United States, the state of your country, wherever you are watching this right now. And I think that energy of fear and that energy of like what's going to happen, and I'm worried, that is kind of being absorbed. That's where partially where it's coming from, especially if in light of recent events, that may be something that may be bothering you, but it doesn't have to. If it's not the world, it's the state of your neighborhood, the state of your home, your family. There's something going on, almost like as far as the greater good, because for some of you, I'm sensing that this may be my pal also who has issues with the legal system. It depends, because for some of you, I'm feeling like, yes, it's literally legal issues, like fear of going to jail, kind of playing with the cops sort of thing for like a previous offense, or them telling you something, trying to get you to confess to something. Like it's given cop show. But for others of you, it's like getting custody of your child, and fighting with an ex, or fighting with a parent. For somebody, I just heard a parent, because you're trying to get custody of like a sister or a brother. Like this pal has more deeper worries. Like we're not just worried about boyfriends and girlfriends and when are we going to get a better job. This pal has some real deep fear about something. So let's get into the tarot. Let's get some clarity. Okay, Knight of Wands in reverse. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This could be your sign. Does not have to be. Okay. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. And Seven of Pentacles. All right. Let me sit with these for a little bit. Okay, group number 2. So from what I'm looking at, this group is struggling with patience. I don't think that you're impatient. I just think that there's tension and you're trying to get something done quickly, or maybe you're trying to secure something quickly and it's not happening as fast as you want, or maybe factors outside of your control are impacting your ability to make moves. So that's what's causing us a sense of impatience and not being able to see like the long-term vision that you're trying to see. Again, if you are dealing with the legal system, if you are worried about the state of the world or the government, it may be hard to see, dang, what's next? Are we going to be able to I don't know, am I going to be able to secure things for my family? Am I going to be able to, I don't know, get this new home so that we have somewhere better to stay? Something of that nature. You don't have the luxury of time. I will also say that this group makes me feel panicked, as if, if you ever watch the show, what is that show called? I can't think of it, y'all. Sorry, y'all, I had to Google's real quick. The show Shameless, that's what it reminds me of. Like you are Fiona, and you got these siblings, and you got this situation, and you got this family, and there's all of this tension in the world, and you just trying to figure out how to make it to the next day. And it's like there's a panicked energy there. Even if that's not your specific situation, group number 2, I just want you to think broadly. If you feel tense and it's hard for you to relax, I feel like that's what's going on. This pal is ready to make something work, but it feels as though there are things outside of your control that are not allowing you that luxury. You can't, there's nothing you can really do. And it feels like everywhere you turn, every solution you try to find, someone may, throw a monkey wrench in your situation, or I don't know, like it's like you have to wait days and months and hours for somebody to call you back, and that's starting to stress you out a little bit. Okay, and there's something here with this dirty offer and this dirt digging. I feel like there's someone not watching you, but there's definitely there's almost like a feeling of like people offering you things because they know you're in a certain type of situation. I don't know. There's something weird going on there. Like maybe you have the inkling that someone's not being honest, or you just sense this energy that what someone's offering you is not really the truth, or maybe you could have better, but they're trying to get you to take less. It's something going on there that's kind of stressing you out as well. So be wary. Like if you feel like something doesn't make any sense, or someone's like full of shit, trust that, because I think they actually are. And don't take anything just because you're in a tight spot. Okay, don't listen to nobody that's like, oh, well, you might as well take this because if you don't, blah 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 blah. They're lying. That person is lying. Stay the heck away from them. What else is going on here? I'm trying to think of something else, because there's something else I'm picking up with this bad habits card. You guys may also have a family member or someone that has an addiction, and that may be an energy that you're absorbing. Okay. I just feel like there's a sense of tension, risk, and worry in this pile. You're worried about losing something. You're worried about not having security. You're trying to fix these things, but it's just not happening. I just feel like overall, I'm going to just sum it up, because I can be here all day with all these cards. To sum it up, group number 2, I just think that the pressure of your family's security is on your back. The pressure of your long-term vision for your future. Even let's say it's not your family. Let's say it's just you and your own personal security. It's on your back and it's heavy right now. And you are trying your best and you're doing everything you can, but you can't seem to keep hitting walls or risk or problems or people who don't mean you well. And that may just be, it's starting to get to you, essentially, is what's going on. So that's what you're absorbing. I don't want to say that you are absorbing something that doesn't belong to you, because obviously if it's affecting you, you're going to have feelings about it. But I will say that these are kind of outside sources. These are other people's problems that you're coming in to try to solve. And while you may or may not have the option to do so, I also think that if you're, for example, if you have a Captain Save-'em kind of personality, I would highly advise you to take a step back. Okay, so like I said, if your sibling has an issue, that ain't your problem. You can do what you can because you love your sibling. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just saying, if it's still a point where it's harming everyone around them and harming you and you're going broke trying to fix it, and maybe you should take a step back. If the business isn't working or the goal isn't working, and it's okay, maybe for a couple of days you take a step back so you can look at it clearly. Don't put so much pressure on yourself if you don't have to, if it's not a necessity, because I think for some of you it's not even a necessity. You're just already panicking, and I do want to say you can't really solve anything in a state of panic. You know what I mean? Because you're so busy panicking that you're not thinking of solutions. You're so busy running around trying to do something that you're not doing something that will actually benefit you and get you to the next level. But that's just my opinion, So any advice for group number 2 for how they can get rid of this energy that they're absorbing, Spirit? Yeah, with love. I know that's so cliche. Somebody is probably like, girl, and travel. Okay, yeah, you need a break. For some of you, it will be literal, like taking a vacation or something like that. For others of you, though, it's movement. You may need to move from where you are. You may need to move in general, like, from out of the state, out of the country, whatever the case may be. If you're considering consider this a sign to kind of get away from that energy so you're not constantly faced with it. If not literal travel, I think some of you could benefit also from just distance from the situation, because I think, again, you're too up on it every day. Every day is just constant, just constant fear and stress and thinking about it and like just take a step back. In terms of this love card, it speaks obviously it has an obvious meaning. Why do I just be talking in riddles? I don't understand it. But anyway, I think for some of you, the acceptance of this situation, loving yourself through it, allowing yourself to feel how you feel, but also knowing when to let it go. Okay, my love? And there's something about a grandparent that may be relevant, so you may be a caretaker of some sort too. Okay, my love? So sorry that you're going through all of this, but it's going to be okay. I hope this reading helped you. I hope it gave you some clarity, and I hope that moving forward, you take a break. Bye, group number 2. Hey, group number 3, let's get into what energy you are absorbing, from who, from where, but it's not yours, okay? So this top card is basically going to be I guess you can say a clarifier of where and who or what the energy is coming from, and the tarot cards are going to tell us like what the energy is that you're absorbing, okay? So, let's see. Fishing for comments. Okay. This feels like someone. It does feel like a someone. It feels like someone's. Where it's like you may have checked out in some way and someone or something has been trying to get information from you, maybe what you're thinking. But for somebody specific, if it doesn't feel like just what you're thinking, it feels like they want you to say something that they can use. Okay, it reminds me of when you're like in a disagreement with someone, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you're not giving them the energy that they want, and so they start saying the craziest things to you to get you to react a certain way. That's how it feels. So that may be something that's where it's coming from. Someone who you feel always tries to get a reaction out of you, always wants you to say something, always wants to know your opinion on something, but not from a place of love and like genuine curiosity about how you're feeling and what you want, but more so from a place of, I don't know, like malice or trying to, I guess, expose you. But let's see. Let's get into the tarot cards. Let's see. As suspected, Two of Cups in reverse. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Ace of Swords in reverse. Woo, cha. Let me sit with these for a minute. Group number 3. Woo, group number 3. This is a deep one, and I might go several places, so stay with me, okay? For some of you, you have recently went through a breakup of some sort. This does not have to be romantic. This may be someone that you just no longer talk to or interact with, because for some of you, this is work-related, and for some of you, it's a specific friend or family member that you have this issue with. But long story short, you have recently had some sort of breakup or disconnect with this person. And I think since then, either they've been trying to provoke you or react or get you to react a certain way, because you have kind of went within. Maybe you went into hermit mode. Maybe you started working on self-development, or you've started to like think for yourself is something that I'm picking up. This person may have had a big influence on how you did something or why you did something, or if you were going to do something. Again, if you were in a relationship, maybe you always consulted with them before you made a decision, or maybe you just told them all your thoughts because you know it's an intimate relationship. For others of you, if it's your friend or family member, maybe there's like they're used to having a level of control over you. Like for instance, if this is an uncle or a mother or something like that, maybe they're used to you kind of always needing them, and so naturally you tell them things, or maybe they see things from you. But I'm getting the feeling that you've stopped doing that, maybe since this breakup or blow up, because for some of you this was obvious, and for others of you this was like very subtle. They said something and it just clicked in your brain. I'm not going to continue to listen to this person anymore, and you just started working in silence and doing things on your own, or just getting away from them. Maybe you're not even trying to be silent, you just ain't talking to them. Like you just don't talk to them like you used to, because you're like, ugh, like I don't like what you said to me, or I don't like the way you made me feel, and or the way you've been making me feel, and it's time for me to go within. You're kind of more so trusting yourself. On the other hand though, I think for some of you, something that this breakup or this disconnect or this withdrawal has brought up for you is something that they said. Like for instance, they could have said that you are, I don't know, you don't know how to work hard, or you're not thinking clearly or straight because you don't want to talk to them anymore, or maybe you got them wrong, you got them mixed up. Like in some way they're questioning your thought process. And so since you stopped talking to this person, or since you guys have been, you know, out of each other's lives or disconnected, you've been probably thinking about, or maybe even they've been thinking about, oh, what was said, and you know, oh, I can't believe they said that, and maybe I was wrong, or maybe I am, you know, being too sensitive, or whatever the case may be. But I don't think you are, group number 3. I really don't. I think this person, I hate to say, I don't want to call them manipulative. I think they're just controlling. I really do. I think this is a person who's just had you under their thumb for a long time. So now that you are not under their thumb, at least not in the way that they want you to be, it's getting uncomfortable. So this may bring in text messages. This may bring in phone calls. This may bring in, for somebody I just heard, third party energy. They call your auntie, they call your mama, they call your sister, they call your other friend, and they try to get you to a response. They want to know what's going on with you, but they don't want to ask you directly. But it's not because they want to reconcile. It's because they want to still see if they still have that spot in your head off of what they said. Okay, if you haven't heard from this person whatsoever, again, what they said stuck. So that's the energy you're absorbing that doesn't belong to you. Someone has projected or said something to you that you've allowed to embed itself into your spirit. And I'm straight channeling right now. Because baby, what? But that's exactly what I think is going on. You've literally absorbed their words, their thoughts, and their feelings about you and who you are. And so now you're kind of, in a way, if you're either operating based off of what they said. So for example, if they said that you're too sensitive, maybe you've been finding yourself trying to pretend like you don't have any feelings at all. If they said that you weren't making a smart decision, now you're questioning your decision to go to school or take that new job or move or whatever it is. That doesn't belong to you. And I feel like this is spirit clearly confirming for you that that's their opinion. Respectfully, that's their opinion. That's their experience. Hey, and sometimes they're not wrong. I'm not going to lie to you. Sometimes they're not wrong. They do see something in you, but it doesn't mean that you should let that run your life, right? Like, I'm trying to think of an example. If someone thinks that you are inconsiderate, right? Because the last few times that you were supposed to do something for them, you didn't have the time, you didn't have the mental energy. Is it that you're inconsiderate, or is it that you didn't consider them once or twice, and now they're taking that and stretching it, right? So there can be truth to it, but I just don't think that that's what's going on with this person. I just think they're used to having control and getting things their way, and now you're worried about yourself, okay? I also think that there's a sense of feeling like you don't know who you are, or feeling like you don't know if you're making the right decision. And because you're disconnected from whomever this is, it's almost like they served as your safe place, or they served as like your default. Like, you know how some people say they get in relationships and they like their brain turns off because they're used to their partner doing everything. I'm gonna be honest with you, that's what it gives. And again, it doesn't have to be that this person is romantic, but you may be used to them kind of taking over. So now that they're no longer in your life, you're just kind of there. You're just kind of floating. And that's okay. No, I'm not shaming you, because I get it. But I also think that you've absorbed this idea that you can't figure it out without them. Even if you are mentally telling yourself something different, I think you're kind of fearing the next step. You don't know if you're doing the right thing. You don't know if you should. You don't know if you shouldn't. Who am I? What do I want? So I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of you are fishing for fishing for comments from them, right? Trying to get something out of them, calling them up and seeing what they got going, what you doing, and or again, if it's a family member, you might be asking other family members because you're trying to subconsciously you're trying to get information. And I think that's what's holding you up. Group number 3, you're absorbing that energy. You got to let it go. So let's see, how can we do that? How can group number 3 stop absorbing this outside energy? Yeah, how can they stop absorbing this outside energy? Spirit. Oh yeah, come on, Spirit, confirm. Yeah, because for a lot of you too, that's why I'm like, I don't really know if this is romantic at all, even though it's the 2 of Cups. Because I think for some of you, yeah, that's perfect. Period. Career, talent, finding. Wow, give me a second. I think for some of you, this is someone who told you that you didn't have it. Like, maybe they didn't mean to tell you that, but because like we have like those teachers that say something crazy to you, at a certain age, or a parent that's like, you're not that talented, or a friend that like always was the one that, was popular and talented. So you didn't think you could compare to that person. But really, you have your own thing going on. You should focus on, to get out of this. Oh, and it's funny because I think I said this in a recent reading too. In order to get out of this energy that you're absorbing from these people, you need to keep focusing on your talent, keep focusing on your career. If they told you that you couldn't do it, or if they are making you question whether or not you can do something, or if they're just so much of a distraction and so much of a chaos in your life, focus on your career, focus on your talent, focus on finding yourself after this breakup, after this, you chop this person out of your life. Because for some of you, you just chopped a parent or somebody out of your life, and you're so used to having that I guess relationship or that home base, that now that it's gone, you have to find it for yourself. That's fine, right? Focus on you, because the more you find yourself, the more confident you will be. Okay, if you have just been silent and this person's just been trying to get you to react, don't put your energy into your career, put your energy into your talent. They'll see that you won't care about that. They'll eat their words when you're extra successful. And everything is going the way it needs to go. That's how you get your payback. That's how you get your life back for some of you. Okay. And just finding a sense of happiness. I just think it's one of those situations, per usual, where you just ignore people. They acting crazy, you just ignore them. Or if they make you feel a way, that you just ignore them. If it's an ex that's creeping on you, ignore them. Who cares? You have other things to do. Your life. And for some of you, I want to say, you're about to like level up, right? You are about to level up. So this can't come regardless. And this dismissal, this ending, this cutoff, this withdrawal was like kind of a blessing. This was meant for you so you can find who you are. Okay? Now you can actually be the full entirety of who you are as a person, instead of, I guess, hiding behind the shadow and the irritation of this person. Like, girl, boy, whomever you are, get out of here. You can follow what you want to follow, because I think some people they were holding you back because they were afraid of your independence. Now they can't do that. Okay. Now for others of you, if you're not birthing new ideas, you're birthing a baby. And that may be something that you may be focused on moving forward. But yeah, let go of that energy. Get you some sage. If you live with this person, or have lived with this person, or live near this person, maybe it's time for a change as well. Okay, my love. Hope this helped you. Let me know about it in the comments. Have a good day. Bye. Hey, group 4, welcome to your read on what energy you are absorbing that does not belong to you. So let's get into it. The first top card, which is our oracle card, is going to be like who and where this energy is coming from. The cards itself is going to tell us about the energy itself that you are absorbing. Okay, so who? Wow, stalker, watching, obsessed. Okay, so y'all got a stalker. I hope not in a literal sense, but for some of you, I'm gonna be honest, because I know somebody recently expressed that everything ain't about love, but baby, this gives love vibe. This is somebody you were romantically involved with, that I'm sensing. Does not have to be, right? Because I also am picking up an energy of like a hater. Everyone is going to have this hater from different places. So some of you may have this person from like work, or like maybe they're a competitor of yours of some sort. Again, like maybe you're in the same industry, or I don't know, after the same thing. I don't know. There's something there. That person, a lover, ex-lover, and someone else. Whoever it is, they watch you a lot, and they watch you a lot. This is not a guessing game. You either feel it intuitively and energetically, or you just know it, like you caught them staring at your pictures too long, or whatever. They got like a what they call that, like a little fake backup page or something like that. They watch you and you know it. Okay, so let's get into what energy you're absorbing from them. 5 of Wands. Can't that be more clear? The Emperor, Aries energy, possible Cancer energy. Does not have to be. And then we have the 7 of Swords. As suspected. Okay. Immediately, and I'm just going to lay out the situation that I'm sensing. You have... Okay, there used to be a lot of conflict between you and this person, for various reasons. Again, I'll leave it to you what that looks like, but it seemed like you were trying to get an understanding. This person was trying to fight. And that's just what it is. And it may not be in a literal sense. It may just feel like you were always being accused of something, or pressured into something, or yelled at, or disrespected, or maybe they just, even if there was no yelling involved, maybe they were always just trying to control situations or saying something crazy to you, and that eventually led to a betrayal, right? Whether it be, because I don't feel this a lot, but whether it be you betrayed them, or more likely they betrayed you, they did something to you. And so now you have really moved away from this connection, because honestly, after all of this, you no longer want any drama. You don't want any more situations like this in your life. It was painful. It was confusing. It was hurtful. It felt like you were, for some of you, if you were romantic with this person, you were in bed with the enemy. For others of you, it was like you were friends with the enemy, right? Like you were close to the enemy. And now you just no longer want that type of vibe in your life, okay? I will also say that this situation may have caused you a lot of self-doubt, right? So the energy that you're absorbing from this person and from this situation is I don't know. I think you're a little less, either you just don't take BS anymore, or you're completely on the opposite end of like self-doubt and distrust for other people. Okay. So it's like it's one or the other, or maybe it's both, because I do think it strengthened you in a sense where now you know your boundaries, and now you know where you're not going to fight, argue, compete, do all of this crazy stuff with people. But on the opposite end, now you're scared for your life. Again, if you had a literal stalker, which I'm praying you don't, like literally someone stalking you, literally someone on your Instagram, Facebook, whatever, again, that has you looking over your shoulder constantly. You know, even if that person is not a problem anymore, it still has put a level of fear and doubt in you that, again, doesn't belong to you. Someone else's crazy behavior is not your fault. There's nothing you could have done, group number 4, better or worse or more of, that could have prevented this situation, because it wasn't on you. Okay? I feel like somebody really needed to hear that. This person or this situation, I really don't think it's a situation. It feels like a person. One second. This person had a lot of inner conflict, group number 4, with themselves as a person. And if you felt like they were rigid or had control issues, or maybe they were a little egotistical, anything like that, honestly, this person is filled with a lot of fear. They've had betrayal themselves. They've had situations that they felt like were unfair. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't believe them. I think this is a person who plays victim, but they are often the criminal, or whatever the opposite word of victim is. Like, they're often the culprit of the problem, but they play victim a lot. So you may have at one point really, I don't know, given this person a lot of space and maybe try to be the opposite of what they experience. So like, for example, if this was a friend of yours and you were used to, I don't know, trying to show them that you can be a real friend and, you know, show up for them in ways that they said the other friends didn't show up, you slowly but surely found why. like, oh, this is why no one wants to be your friend, or this is why people treat you the way they do. Because now you know the actual truth about what their character is. Because they can be very rigid and very, like, in some ways disrespectful. For others of you, very competitive. Okay, and like always trying to dominate and control, and you know, they gotta have it their way or else, that type of thing. So I think you tried, but this person, you couldn't deal with it. Okay. And for others of you, I don't know, I just think they projected onto you, and I think you're at a point where you don't want to deal with it anymore. But now this person is just kind of stalking you, watching you, checking in on you. Because again, they have a victim mentality. So they go around creating these narratives about people. Oh, this person left me because of this. This person's a bad person because of that. Da, da, da. So they're watching you because they feel like you betrayed them. But really, it was the opposite way. Now I'm going to say one last thing. Also, you have taken on their experiences. So if you consider yourself to be an empath, you may have, like, I can't explain it. They have maybe cried to you so much, or if you were intimate with this person, you have been intimate with this person, or you have shared with them, or I don't know, you identified with them in some way to a point where you've taken it on yourself. So if this is a ex, they had betrayal wounds, now you have those wounds. If this was a friend, they have, I don't know, distrust problems, now you have distrust. Maybe if this is a stalker, you know, if they're paranoid, now you're paranoid. You see what I'm saying? You've become your aggressor. You've become the person that hurts you. So I want to tell you right now, let that go. Group number 4, it's not your fault. Do what you can, because obviously if you went through something this traumatic or this tense, like so tense and so stressful, it's not going to be easy, but just know that it's not you. Okay? So, advice, Spirit, for group number 4 on how they can continue to release this energy, this vibe. How can they release this energy that they absorbed? Okay, self-love, loving yourself, giving yourself compassion. Okay, Spirit said, baby, ain't nothing you can do. You ain't do nothing wrong. You just need to love on yourself. Accept yourself, accept the situation. Give yourself compassion. I'm not even gonna lie, give the other person compassion. Maybe not an actual stalker or a stalker. If you actually went through a stalking situation, like, come on. But and that's just me being me. Sometimes the spiritualist gotta sit to the side. But no, seriously, like, the other person, they just have their own problems that they can't see. They don't even know that they're doing this yet. They're not even that woke. So have some compassion for yourself and for them. Love on yourself. Clarity, spirit. What else can group number 4 do to release this energy? Okay. Yep. Willpower and strength came out. So yeah, just have a little willpower. Push through. The message that I'm getting is day by day it'll get easier. The more you love on yourself. Again, if you're feeling paranoid, honor that, right? If you're feeling like you can't trust people, honor that. Don't hold on to it forever. But just honor how you're feeling and then move forward. Okay, my love, that's all you can do. I'm sorry, group number 4. I just feel the need to say it. Hugs from afar. Hope this helped. Bye, my love.